Sote ya Yahweh. Yahweh ya Yahweh. Oh ya Yahweh.
Kenya's resistance movement is underpinned by great sacrifice, memorable victories accompanied by significant losses.
I couldn't imagine seeing the lioness that I've always seen her being. I couldn't imagine her lying, struggling to breathe.
Atena. Hey. Oh, Kanyaga.
Every song of freedom carries a verse celebrating the wins and a dirge immortalizing the losses.
It was painful. It was that painful.
Karura Forest was a battleground between government-backed land grabbers and environmental defenders led by Nobel laureate Professor Wangarĩ Maathai.
I eat, I drink, and I talk Wangarĩ.
She couldn't do Greenbelt alone without the skilled people around her who understood the environment and who knew and who could do proposals and who could do research.
Her vision was like a railway line. One rail of peace and a rail of sustainability, of environmental development and environmental protection. And with these two rails, the train will move.
But still, over the years, women and men continue to put it all on the line. Their lives, their relationships, and everything else to stand up for what is right. Decades later, those at the forefront of defending the forest alongside Professor Wangarĩ Maathai met to remember their journey in a day full of memories.
Nishujahana Professor. Nishujaha Wangarĩ Maathai. Nishujahana mama wetu. Ndio maana tunasema ndio maana.
We are all there, Orengo, Muite, Katabaki, Murathe. Then I saw Professor Wangarĩ Maathai being escorted, walking towards us with policemen, 3 on this side, 3 on that, coming this way. I asked her, "What is it, Professor?" And she said, "They want to arrest me because they say I'm responsible for the destruction of the machinery and all that destruction and whatever had happened."
And what I remember up to now is Wangarĩ Maathai alone there. And we, about 12 members of parliament, Wangarĩ Maathai shielded us against this kind of danger. I've never seen that kind of courage. And I realized why Nobel Prize will award her.
Jerry, Yahweh, Maria, Yahweh.
The campaign to reclaim what was lost began with a symbolic act of defiance. The Friends of the Forest, drawn from all spheres of life, fought not because victory was assured, but because the cause was just.
It was a fight that you get involved in, not because you think you're going to win, but because it is a fight that is worth fighting.
We would sit down with Professor and we make the placards. All are thieves. Professor would carry that one. All are thieves. Do or die. No one is going to grab Karura Forest.
And so it was very easy for me to get this message that Wangarĩ is calling us to go to the University of Nairobi and mobilize students so that they can join our general, so that we invade Karura Forest.
But as the protesters plotted, the government planned to break the resolve of those who stood, according to them, between Kenya and development.
The president, Moi at the time, had an opinion. And I quote, "The president offered his opinion. He couldn't understand why people would be opposed to the luxury development in Karura Forest. After all, he said, much of Nairobi had been built out of forest land, and this was just another example of the city striding forward into the future."
Encouraged by the idealism represented by the fight to preserve Karura Forest and inspire the cause championed by Professor Wangarĩ Maathai, university students drawn from campuses in and around Nairobi joined the growing number of voices that were fighting to keep Karura breathing.
If the government is not listening, the students were the Supreme Court. If they don't hear us, we'll be in the street forever.
She could come to the university, Apakabeta campus, and they could talk to us, tell us to be brave, to be courageous. When she was fighting for Karura, we as the student of the University of Nairobi, we were there for her.
To survive and to keep the dream of saving Karura alive, broader partnerships were necessary. Some of the partnerships were forged out of the very government that they were fighting.
So I went up to Kenya Forest Service and I said, please, may I have permission? Can I speak to somebody about riding in your forest? And I was shown in to meet Charity.
So when I took Alice to the Chief Conservator's office, Mr. David Kauria Bogwa, and I told him, sir, she's the wife of British High Commissioner, and she's willing to assist us in fixing Karura Forest. DK said, Charity and your friend, whatever you want to do in this Karura Forest, this headache, sort it out. If you never saved Karura Forest, Ugong would have gone. Yeah. And the next nearby forest was Ororwa, it would have gone. So I would have been a provincial forest officer of Nairobi within 0 forests. Thank you for the war you fought. Because if you never fought, we would not have come in to finish.
With the last battle won, Karura now breathes easy. The sacrifices made by those who stared down authority turned into blessings for current and future generations. The fight to preserve Karura was not just an idea. It represented something much bigger. It represented the preservation of what was right for that moment and the future.
Oppression, oh ikija, sote tuko tayari, ikija mbele yako, kanyaga kwa nguvu.
Burden bearers are the people who walk with you. Come rain, come sunshine, whether you are winning or losing, they are there every day with you. And you may never win, but they will never leave you.
Let us remember not to forget. Koitalel Arab Samway, remember not to forget. Let us remember to remember. May we remember Alexander Kipsang Muge. Remember not to forget Jean Marie Seronei. Remember not to forget Chelagat Mutai. Remember not to forget. Let us remember JM Karaoke. Remember not to forget Karemi Nduthun. Remember not to forget. Let us remember the great Wangarĩ.